back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Good work, D. That's how we fall, fellas. Keep playing hard. Over. Let's go. Here we go now.
On play action, they'll throw. He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Gun.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Gun. All right, here we go. 319. 319. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up to throw. Carter's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Watch it now, Barney. Over.
He'll get it up the middle. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Okay, Paul, we got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal.
Check, 82, check. Set, blue 90.
They'll look to throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it. But how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack.
And his kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So the first points of the night belong to our home team as they're able to take the opening kickoff and at least get 3 points out of it.
Yeah, and that helps the crowd, right? Helps people feel good about why they're there watching this game. They moved the ball well on their opening drive.
And they'll run it here. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They're going to look to throw. And able to find Conley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The 15 yards there on the catch and run. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. He lost 2 there. And it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Gun now on 3rd down. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Now they try the right side here. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
They get it to him running left, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They'll set up a throw. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hurry up, here we go.
Back to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested 1st half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Jarvis Landry, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to strike for 6. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
The extra point up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah, a little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield, only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense. That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Back to throw here. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Uncorks one for Davis. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Looking to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
This will be taken at the 10. And an alley to run. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Uncorks one for Davis. And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down. The Giants on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Landry now on the return. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So out now come the Redskins. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone. Over.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in D.C. in our nation's capital with a home team, the Redskins, on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he powers his way up past the 30. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Conley. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a 1st down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 46 yards. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll give it to him up the middle. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll drop to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. In for the score. And the Giants are in for 6. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. Santos with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They go play action here on first down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Tack McKinley in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll look to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Over! Gun!
Now back to throw. Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. He's going to get it running right. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dalvin Tomlinson with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Tech McKinley in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking deep downfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Monte Nicholson picks it. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90! All right, now, lucky 56! Lucky 56! Gun! 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 Gun!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the interception by the Redskins indeed leads to a touchdown. Extra point attempt here still to come. A little surprising they wouldn't go for two, but this is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. They'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Set! 3, Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Complete to Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
No. Check. Patriot.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on first and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead.
Detroit!
And they'll run it here. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
Gone!
They'll set up to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Well, they are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's fourth down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And his kick is indeed good, and they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
And New York set to take the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. That throw good for 4. It's second down. What a big tackle there defensively.
One of the most difficult things for a defender to do. And think about the speed that he brought down. If he gets away, he's likely gone.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Now let's go.
Back to throw. Now Conley's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. They'll look to throw. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the G-men have taken the lead here in the fourth. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Here's a toss coming late, and he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A big play there in the final minute. And the Redskins have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. Now the Redskin offense will stay out there and go for two.
Hey, hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Gets past one man. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. As the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. As the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. The Redskins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. As they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. And New York set to take the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. 1 to get yourself in position for the 2nd one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10, and he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Santos with the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Redskins offense, they get set to go back to work here. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Giants, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Washington, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA.